So let's go ahead and look really quickly at what each three of these settings does. So shutter speed, there's an actual shutter on your lens that's going to open and close to allow light to enter your camera. And with shutter speed, you get to determine how long the shutter is open to let in the light. So when we use a fast shutter speed, you can think of it like your camera blinking. And when you blink really fast, you're only able to capture a small snippet of information, right? So that's why a fast shutter speed is really useful when you're photographing things like toddlers, kids, pets, sports, because you want to capture the movement frozen. When you use a slow shutter speed, you're allowing the shutter to be open for longer, letting in more light, but also capturing more of that movement. So it'll be more of a movement blur. Then we have aperture, and aperture is actually a diaphragm on your lens that opens to allow light in, and you get to decide how wide that opening is, okay? So the wider the aperture, the more light that's going to enter your lens, but it also creates what we call a shallow depth of field. So it creates that beautiful background blur that we love in portraits, which we call bokeh in the background. That's a wide aperture is what's going to create that shallow depth of field. A narrow aperture, even though it's letting in less light, is actually going to allow you to see further into the image. So aperture is not just about brightness or how much light is coming into the lens. It's also about the depth of field and how far you can see clearly into the image. Lastly, we have ISO or ISO, depending on how you want to say it. And ISO controls your camera's sensitivity to light. So the lower the ISO, you're telling your camera, hey, there's tons of light available. We got this. I don't need you to pay too much attention. And that typically produces the clearest image. The more you bump your ISO up, the more you're telling your camera, hey, there's less light available. I need you to pay more attention. And we start to introduce grain and noise into the image as sort of a consequence of increasing the ISO.